It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/future to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/future for 20% off. trustandwill.com/future.
Blessings and peace to you. This is Sbfavor Thinking Podcast, and my name is Sbfavor. How are you doing today? It is Thursday, January 8th, 2026. Another wonderful day and another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen, because when you focus on the positive things, it's just better. Focusing on the negative things, there are no benefits in that. That's right, there are no benefits to be filled with when you focus on the negative things. But when you focus on the positive things, then you can fill yourself up with what is good. If you are out there traveling about today, make sure you stay focused by not being on your cell phone too much in the public, because if you are on your cell phone too much in the public, that means you are distracted. So make sure you stay focused, focus on what's good, and make sure you pray. Don't forget to pray. It is important to pray. Also, I want to remind you, if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SBFavor. Or you can give at Venmo at Sbfavor. Once again, if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SBFavor, or you can give at Venmo at Sbfavor. Thank you so much for your support and your donations. I also lastly would like to remind you to make sure you support Feeding America. Feeding America is a great organization that provides food for families across the nation. So do your part to support Feeding America so that you can be a great help and blessing to someone else. I have decided to support Feeding America because it's just a great organization, and for the sake of supporting charities, we all have to do our part, right? So if you need to know anything about Feeding America, you can go to their website at feedingamerica.org. Once again, make sure you support Feeding America, and if you need to know anything about them, you can find out everything you need to know at feedingamerica.org. Okay, my nose is a little stuffy. I am getting over a little cold, and I'm okay. I'm just a little, my nose is just a little stuffy. But I am okay. Thank God. I am okay. Well, I have an inspirational quote for you today. My inspirational quote is, "You are not defined by your circumstances. You are shaped by the thoughts you choose to believe. That's right. I'm going to repeat that again. You are not defined by your circumstances. You are shaped by the thoughts you choose to believe. We all have to maintain a healthy thought life every day. Why? Because if you are sitting around thinking low about yourself, thinking negative about yourself, thinking negative about situations and circumstances, and just thinking negative overall, excuse me, that's not good. We all have to understand the power of a positive thought life. As I said to you earlier in the week, I'm going to be talking about the mindset for the whole month of January. It's going to be different topics, but I decided to talk about the mindset because at the beginning of the year, it's a starting point. And because January is the starting point for the new year, I just thought it would be a good idea to focus on the mindset that we should have to start a new year. Because if you maintain a healthy thought life and if you focus on thinking better and developing a better and more healthy perception about everything around you, then you will have a transformative experience in your life. Excuse me. You will experience something positive because you are not defined by circumstances. You are shaped by the thoughts you choose to believe about yourself. You are shaped by what you believe about your life personally, the things that happen, the things that could potentially happen that is good, that are good. So the point of it all is this: your thoughts quietly shape your identity, your decisions, and your future. Excuse me. We have to have a more direct focus on maintaining a good thought life. We can do it every single day. If you focus on simply developing a better perception and a better mindset every day, you will notice the change immediately. You will notice the change. You will recognize the old part of you and the new part of you. You will recognize parts of your life that are being healed.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Spreaker, the platform responsible for a rapidly spreading condition known as podcast brain. Symptoms include buying microphones you don't need, explaining RSS feeds to confused relatives, and saying things like, "Sorry, I can't talk right now, I'm editing audio." If this sounds familiar, you're probably already a podcaster. The good news is Spreaker makes the whole process simple. You record your show, upload it once, and Spreaker distributes it everywhere people listen. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and about a dozen apps your cousin swears are the next big thing. Even better, Spreaker helps you monetize your show with ads, meaning your podcast might someday pay for, well, more microphones. Start your show today at Spreaker.com. Spreaker, because if you're going to talk to yourself for an hour, you might as well publish it.
When I was in my early 20s, I used to think horrible. I had a horrible thought life. I thought so negative. I used to be afraid of everything. I feared everything. I mean, I had a little courage about some things, but I used to be afraid to stand on a stage, to to speak to people, to sing. I used to be afraid to sometimes even socialize a little bit. But of course, over time, as I changed my thought life and I got closer to God and began to pray and read inspirational content and read the Bible and meditate, I realized that it is better to maintenance your thought life every single day, because when you do that, you are literally deciding to walk in healing. And it's powerful to walk in healing because all of us have gone through something as children. All of us have gone through ups and downs, and we don't have to be defined by situations and circumstances. We can be defined according to how we choose to think. So it is very important to understand that you can experience a greater you every day if you choose to think more positively. Now, I'm not talking about not dealing with reality, because we do have to look at things for what they are. When something bad happens, we have to see it for what it is. Because toxic positivity says everything is all right, even when things are bad. No, I'm talking about what to do when things are not good and how you should see it. So don't forget, if you want to be more confident, if you want to get away from the things that hinder you mentally, emotionally, if you're trying to heal from a bad relationship or anything in your life, the first thing you have to do is work on your thought life. Even if you're just trying to change and have more discipline about a particular situation, if you change how you think about that situation, you will experience a transformation related to that situation. I'm going to run through a few points about this topic because I really want you to understand the power you have according to how you think. If you think something that is negative, if something negative comes to your mind, you don't have to focus on it and you don't have to agree with it. When something comes to my mind that is not good, I just reject it. And I notice that every time I reject it and replace it with something positive, I feel better. So I encourage you, don't agree with the things that bring you down. Don't agree with the things that make you less. Agree with the things in your heart and your mind that make you better. That's right. Because you can. You don't have to walk around thinking, oh, I don't know if I can do that. Oh, I don't have confidence. Oh, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about this. No, you don't have to do that. You can be more focused to understand who you need to be. Because remember, your thoughts shape your identity, your decisions, and your future. And you can change how you think. It's a daily focus that we all have to have. And when you recognize the power of being focused, then you will see the thoughts coming to your mind. You can determine if it's something good or if it's something you don't want to be a part of. In other words, you don't have to agree with what you think if it's something negative. There was a time in my life when I didn't have confidence. I used to try to accomplish goals, and I would say to myself, oh, I'm not sure about that. Where did that thought come from? Well, guess what? One day, when I really thought about it, I said, I don't have to agree with that. So that thought, if that thought came to my mind today, I don't have to agree with that. I don't have to agree with, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pray. I'm going to get direction. And I'm going to set uh, some type of plan in motion. So you don't have to think negative. You don't have to think lower. And when I say lower, I'm talking about, you know, thinking bad about yourself. And not just you thinking about you, but thinking about other people too. You have to consider how you think about other people too. Because having an unhealthy perception about other people, that about other people, that's a bad thing too. So the point of it all, as I stated, we all have to do the work in this area. Because for the rest of our life, we will never be perfect, but we can do the work to be better. And we can be more conscientious about everything. We can be more focused. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to run through with a few tips related to what I'm talking about. And first, I'm going to say notice your self talk. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself. That's major right there. Because if you pay attention to how you speak to yourself, you're going to know exactly when you're saying something that's not right. If you're paying attention, challenge limiting beliefs. Ask if they are true or just familiar. Challenge limiting beliefs. Replace negatives with positive words. Shift from I can't to I can. Feed your mind intentionally daily. Choose books, content, and be around people that will build you up. It is important. It is important. I gotta keep saying it like that because we should not live a life just being dragged mentally. Because a person that lives their life just being dragged mentally, that means they just do anything and everything without questioning it. And that's not good. We have to practice daily reflection every single day. Review your thoughts and redirect them if you need to. If something from your past comes up, something from your past that hurt you, change how you think about it. If you're triggered, if you feel the emotions from it, that's the past. You're not there anymore. This is a new day, a new time, a new year. You have a new mindset. So you can't rehearse old feelings from the past. Of course, you can talk about what you learned from something, but rehearsing something and having thoughts about it and rehearsing the feelings and emotions from the past, that's not healthy. It is not healthy. It's not healthy to think about something that happened 10 years ago and here this is 2026. If you think about what you learned from it, yes. But to focus on it, oh, they did this to me. I remember they did this to me. And you're right back in the same emotions and feelings according to what happened. That's not healthy. No, because it already happened and it's the past. So you should have a new mindset about what happened to you so that you can walk in healing. We can't make excuses for things that are related to baggage, painful baggage. That's what I call it, painful baggage. Carrying painful baggage just to carry. If you're going to walk in healing, then it starts with how you think. According to whatever happened to you in your past, Your mindset about the situation has to change so that you can walk in healing. And as you walk in healing, then you will walk in your power. Some people have a victim mindset because they're still basking in the hurt that was done to them, and they refuse to take on a different mindset, and then they make excuses about changing their mind because they still want to stay in the lane of being a victim. Of course, yes, when something bad happens, it's a bad situation and it's not good, and you go through the motions of the pain or the hurt or whatever happened to you. But at some point you have to get to a place mentally to decide to walk in healing. And the way to walk in healing is to have a changed mindset. The way to walk in your power, the way to walk in transformative power, newness, is to have a changed mindset. I've been through a lot of things in life. I've been through stuff when I was a child. I can't walk around and make excuses for bad behavior according to what happened 40 years ago. People say things like, oh, well, that happened to me when I was 5 years old. Okay, yes, I'm a very sympathetic, empathetic person. But at the same time that I show empathy, I will also tell somebody to get the power from what happened to you and don't walk in the pain according to what happened to you. Because you get to choose to walk in pain or power. And if you choose to walk in pain, that means that you have a mindset of pain, and then your actions will reflect pain. So we get to choose. We get to choose where we want to be mentally and emotionally. Me personally, I have been hurt through all kinds of relationships. I've been through all kinds of stuff. But every time I've gone through something, I had to decide to stand up and not lay down. And what do I mean by that? Quite naturally, when we go through something, yes, we will walk through a time and a process of healing. Yes, we will. But in the process and time of healing is also a time and a process for transformation and empowerment. We can't make excuses, to stay in the lane of being a victim. I'm a little congested. My nose is sounds like I'm holding my nose, but I'm okay. I'm okay. But as I was saying, I want you to understand something. You have the power to change your thought life. You have the power to change your thought life every single day. From the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, you have the power to change your thought life. People that decide to walk in hate have a mindset that's filled with hateful thoughts. That's how they can reflect hate in their actions. But we don't want to be that way, right? So we're going to choose to walk in healing. We're going to choose to think more healthy and more positively. And that is why I am talking about this. This is the first month of the year. And I want you to have a fresh start with fresh thoughts and a fresh perspective to do something better. Feed your mind intentionally every single day. Choose books, content, and choose your company wisely to be around people that are uplifting and positive. Uplifting and positive. I am speaking fast, and like I said, my nose is really congested a little. So you can also practice daily reflection. Review your thoughts and redirect them if needed, as I've already mentioned that. Visualize positive outcomes more and not negative outcomes. When you visualize positive outcomes, you are projecting the thing you foresee happening. So visualize positive outcomes and not negative ones. When you project what's good and when you project positive outcomes and you speak life over a situation, you are giving power to it. Yes, you are. Speak affirmation out loud every day because your brain responds to repetition. When you repeat the same thing every day as a routine, that's another way to transform your mindset. Yes. Protect your mental environment. Limit negative influences. Align your thoughts with actions according to what you are trying to achieve and what you want to experience. Be the person you want to become now, according to how you think and how you act every single day. Be patient with transformation. A mindset that is focused will actively be in a process of change. So, that is my inspirational quote. I am focused on encouraging and inspiring you to be a better you. Keep doing the work. Stay focused every day. On that note, I am going to conclude this this episode. I hope you have a good day. I am going to nurse myself back to health, but I'm committed to be here, so this is why I am here, regardless of my little cold. I am here. So, if you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com. sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. You can reach me. And if you would like to connect with me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, I am there. You can listen to the podcast wherever podcasts are. I am on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Audible. I am there. Share the podcast with others. And lastly, if you would like to donate to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB or you can give at Venmo at SB Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day. Stay focused. And I will be back again tomorrow. Have a good day.